Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our monthly Angelscope for the sign of Capricorn for August 2021. So before we begin, I'd just like to welcome everyone and also anyone who's watching my channel for the very first time. Welcome to the Angel School community. So I'd just like to highlight a few things before we begin. One, the format of this reading, and the other, my special offer, Angel Reading, that I've been offering since the pandemic. And I'll go ahead and start with that. So this is my half-hour reading for $77. And since the pandemic, I've extended the time of the reading for 1 full hour. So now you can get my half-hour reading for 1 full hour for the month of August. And so what you would do is go to my website, theangelschool.com, and there's a link below the video. And you would go to the services page. That link should take you there. And when you get there, you just look for the half-hour reading as is. But within 24 hours on the first business day, I will send you a confirmation email noting the special offer for 1 full hour for the month of August. And everything you need to set up the appointment, all the instructions are there in that email. So just continue reading. And now, take a look at the format, because the card on the left is a message from the archangel that you'll be working with this month, okay? And the card on the right is a message from the your guardian angel. So now the card on the left highlights the cards from the Major Arcana, which means this has to do with the major lessons or themes, influences and energies that are creating what you're experiencing. They're setting up a path so that you can walk through that and complete something, or hopefully end a cycle, bring something up to the surface, make it a big picture, try to put it in a bigger context so that you can really understand it. The card on the the right is going to be a card from the Minor Arcana, and this is sort of the lesser lessons. Basically, it's just day-to-day events in your life, and they are sort of it's the path in which those major lessons are unfolding in terms of helping you to reach a resolution or some type of healing or some kind of clarity. So this card will also help us in terms of giving divine prescriptions about how we can work with the energies of the Major Arcana lesson, and then through the ways that it's being played out in your day-to-day life. So let's take a deep breath. And just really sort of center in your heart space. Now, they're showing me something for you, and then I'm going to talk about the overview for the month and some special events that are happening as well. So they're showing me they're showing me a tree, and on either side of the tree were 2 doors. So it's almost like this sense of a choice, a very important choice. But in the center between, is a tree, obviously, but there was a cross. Now, I would say it was a cross, and then it also looked like all the sides were even, balanced. So, reminds me of the cross in the High Priestess card. And so my first, instinct about this, that's simple for me, is about suffering or pain. And that this decision might, cause you to have some kind of difficulty, put you through some trials in order to get to that decision. Now, this is the number I just saw, and I'm seeing the word decision right in it. So this is very interesting. It's an angel number 252. And as you can see, the message says, rest assured that your recent decisions are good ones. Move forward with your plans with full faith that they are right. So now, this door, you may already have walked through that door, and it may be that you're thinking about the other door that you could have walked through, and you're comparing now. So you need to let go of those comparisons. They're writing the word comparative. You need to let go of those comparisons. You're on this road. You're on the right path. Okay? And then just writing the word archangels. They're not writing which archangel, but I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's going to be the card. It's going to be important to this. But you are on the right path. And I just saw the word defense, as if something has put you on the defense. And I don't know if it's somebody, questioning you or causing you to question your decision. But, and at one point I was seeing actually the animal, what is it? The goat, the mountain goat, which is a symbol for the Capricorn, sort of standing at the top of a hill. And I feel like, you're going to have to continue to persevere. You're going to have to keep going, keep climbing higher. And you are climbing higher, even though it feels difficult and you might feel a little bit out of breath at times, and metaphorically speaking. And your legs and everything. This is a really tough climb, but it is leading to higher opportunities. So, Capricorns, how to stick in there and hang in there. So try to remain positive and focus on, how do I want to say this? I don't know if this makes sense, but focus on the practical progress that you're making. Don't look for the wow kind of, where everybody's like on board with you and everybody's applauding you. This is something that it's practical, something that has to be done. You have to go through it. This is a choice that is personal, and it doesn't matter what other people think. And I don't think you have that problem usually, but in this instance, you just might feel like, boy, you've taken on maybe more than you should, or boy, am I really doing the right thing here? And they wrote the word impartiality. So your impartiality is somehow contaminated in some way. All right, but the message is that you made the right decisions. That's what the angels want you to know. Okay, wow, I'm gonna remember to go to this card. I feel like, maybe I should go to this card and then backtrack, just so that we can see which archangel it is, since they wouldn't tell me. Okay, so here you go, got it. Success, the Sun card. Okay, this is Archangel Uriel. And, Archangel Uriel in the fifth dimensional chakras works with your solar plexus chakra. So, this is the seat of power and control. And so don't give in. It's almost like, I feel like you're putting out some negative vibes and you're going to get that back. So really enforce in your gut the joy and the integrity of what you're doing. What you're doing is right. I feel like it's a righteous cause. It may not be the smartest thing to do, but it's a righteous cause. And that, trumps any other kind of situation that you might be doing it, or reasons that you might ordinarily do things. All right. It may not make sense in your practical terms that you normally delve in and work with, but it is right. Okay. And you're going to be successful, and you're going to shine a huge light for a lot of others. So, all right, so let's put this in the context of what's going on and the integrity piece and this righteous cause, because at the beginning of this month, so in a couple of days, on the 8th of August, there are two major events going on. And the first is that it's a new moon in Leo. Okay, so and this is going to mean that confidence and creativity, etc. And then there's this Stargate, which the angels came to me yesterday to clarify this, because I've heard about it, but I haven't talked about it because it didn't come to me as information, so that I could understand it in the context that I should say it to you. And so God, there's a lot here. So, and the thing is that this Stargate, I saw it. It's a Stargate of Lyra, and it's being called the Lion's Gate, and it's associated with the numbers 555. Okay, and this means that change is going to rumble throughout every area of your life. There's going to be no area that's untouched. Okay, and this change is significant because the way I saw the Stargate of Lyra, this Lion's Gate, it was like a flamed tongue. And you may have, if you've read my writings for this past week, you'll see this. This is what, as I was writing, more of this has been coming out, and then as I've been doing these videos, more has been coming out. Leading up to this. So again, and another thing you want to note is that we're right now in a waning moon because of the new moon that will come. So this is about this period right now, if you're watching this before the 8th, is about releasing things and letting things go. So it was a tongued flame, and that means when you go through that fire of that portal, it is purifying and cleansing and clarifying. And one of the pieces of clarity, great clarity, is going to be you're going to be totally clear of what illusions your ego projects, and you're going, and it's also, this is going to bring into balance the masculine with the divine feminine. So no longer will this whole thing of ambition and personal interest and greed, people still have choice, but it will not be easy for you to do it without seeing and possibly also feeling the impact. And so it's going to make it very difficult for people to kind of carry on. So really, the more that we keep projecting our illusions and the lies, it's going to drive us to insanity. And I mean, it's really going to screw with us, screw with you, and screw with me, and screw with everybody. And this means leaders, world leaders, and governments as well. So it's going to be very interesting. As I explained some other things. So where I got this information from was I saw on a second day, the King of Pentacles, who was sort of seated not in his throne, but on the ground with his back against a tree, and he was holding a white bunny rabbit, which the Queen of Pentacles has, and he was sobbing as he was holding this pure miracle of unconditional love. His heart was touched, and it just broke open, and the tears, the healing process of the tears flowing. That's the reason for their flowing. And but at first I thought, like, oh, somebody had died, and it alarmed me. And so I saw, and thinking later, it's like, well, we got the king, the queen, and the five of cups. We got all these elements mixed in this card. And that's what it's going to be like when we come into balance. Now the king now is exhibiting these nurturing qualities. And and he's developed a sensitivity. So no longer is he this stoic figure, who's we consider him to be generous, but he's also somebody not to mess with in business, right? So it's change, and this just gives us a sense of how our world, and especially the capitalistic aspect of our economy, might end up changing, and in ways that it might start to become more nurturing. I can't translate that for you right now to you, Capricorn. I articulated it better yesterday, but I always know that I can only say what comes to me in the moment, and it might not be ready for you to hear it the way I've said it. But if you want to listen to other videos at the beginning, you're welcome to do so. And so the other vision I saw before that, which gets even more, now that vision really talks about the Stargate. And the vision the day before that was more about the overall month. And it was an African-American woman who was in a dress, and she was shuffling her breasts around to unleash them, to free them. And when she did, immediately appeared a newborn baby, wrapped and with this, the little beanie, just like it has come out of the hospital. And she was eager to nurture this child, and to envelop it with her love, and to begin this process. So it represented a rebirth. And from her cleavage then came a white rabbit, a white dog, that unconditional love that they give, that pure vibration. And then a tree with branches and the roots, and the tree with the trunk. That's my symbol for my diagnostics for yours. Connection to source, and how your energy is flowing. And then just like a litter of white bunnies, like coming out of a magician's hat. So this was sort of very much the symbol of the Queen of Pentacles, and especially the Empress, so this goddess Gaian energy. And this just tells us in Leo that you're going to, the words coming to my mind right now is prolific. That whatever you do in this month, Capricorn, it's going to be prolific. You're going to, have a lot of ideas, a lot of creativity, a lot of opportunities are available to you. Expansion. Lots of expansion for everyone in this month. Okay, so, because we're already way over the time I would like to keep for these videos, but let's go back now and look at the message from your guardian angel. So this is a card about the Eight of Waters. This is a card about moving on, okay? And I really feel like I'm sort of getting a sense of the next step, the next stage. And I feel like this card for you is saying to continue to move on, because as you go through the process, when you arrive at the next stage of your journey, everything is going to make sense. So just sort of hold on. Keep moving in the direction that you're moving in. Also, this card reminds you to remember the reasons why you made this decision. And it feels like that you realized that you had to move away from something. Something was no longer serving you. It lacked spiritual integrity, and it wasn't quite in alignment with your soul's purpose. And so you had to move in a different direction. That choice came out of necessity. It was sort of, I can't think of the phrase that Biden used before presidency. It was about saving the soul, right? So to speak. And so you're moving out of this intellectual, the word I'm seeing, this intellectual approach, and you're having a profound expansion and awakening, and this is the reason for moving in that direction. So really remember why you made that choice, and know that it was because you had no other choice but to move in this direction, because in some ways you couldn't live with what was, and you didn't deserve it, and nobody else does as well, in essence. Okay, so I send you lots of love and lots of blessings for this journey, because yes, it is really something you're going to struggle with, but hold on, hang tight, and everything, there's success that you were sensing, you were feeling in your just cause. It will come to fruition, and it will be immensely rewarding for you. God bless you, and have a beautiful month of August.